Becky Lynch makes some serious allegations about a top former WWE superstar blacklisting women if they refuse to sleep with them. All this and more in this news update. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. And let's begin with some serious allegations from top WWE superstar Becky Lynch. Unfortunately, there's always been a dark side to the pro wrestling industry. Now, the business, of course, has politics that stars have to navigate and egos to be careful around, whether it's making sure they're on the good side of whoever is heading creative, making sure they don't ruffle the feathers of the locker room leaders, and plenty of other things. There's always more than just what happens in the wrestling ring. This seemingly is especially true for Becky Lynch, who appeared on actor and comedian Bert Kreischer's podcast Tuesday afternoon with her husband Seth Rollins to explain what it was like avoiding a certain male WWE superstar due to an uncomfortable predicament he'd put women in. Lynch and Rollins were both asked about the evolution of WWE's locker room since they first came up in the business. Rollins emphasized that it's very different now because many of the top stars at the top of WWE came through developmental together, whether it was NXT or FCW. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, the Usos, and Roman Reigns were all notable names to cross through developmental in the early 2010s. Lynch notably came up with names like Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Paige, Alexa Bliss, and Carmella. These are some of the women who were actually informed to stay away from the boys in NXT and to be careful of one specific one. This is what Becky Lynch had to say, quote, "And also at the time, it was also stay away from the boys, don't go near the boys. I'm not going to name names, but there was a guy on the main roster who was like, be careful with the guy on the main roster." Now, Kreischer was surprised that men weren't told to stay away from the women. Lynch made sure to give an example related to a personal experience where she was told to avoid someone on the main roster while she was still in NXT. Lynch elaborated, explaining that accepting or declining any advances or favors from this main roster star could be bad news. She said, quote, "Be careful because one, he'll try to sleep with you. If he sleeps with you, then he'll blacklist you. And if he tries to sleep with you and you don't sleep with him, he'll also blacklist you. There was this line that you had to walk this tightrope." Now, Kreischer asked if he, as an avid wrestling fan, knew who she was talking about. Lynch emphatically declared that Kreischer definitely knows the person Lynch is speaking of, implying that this person was a big name in the wrestling business. Lynch then even recalled that the unnamed person had received her phone number. The former Intercontinental Champion remembered feeling shocked and in fear that this person had her personal cell phone number. She said, quote, "At one point he got my number and I remember being like, how do I walk this line?" So there was always this thing of like, if you get into a relationship and things go south, they're not going to fire the guy, they're always going to fire the girl. Now, of course, Lynch has yet to elaborate even further on these allegations, but let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, Claudio Castagnoli with a big achievement in CMLL. Claudio Castagnoli is the new CMLL World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Gran Guerrero to win the title. The finish saw Claudio hit the neutralizer for the victory. This was Claudio's first match in CMLL since December 2024 when he defeated Hechicero, and only his second singles match in Arena Mexico. This is the first reign as the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion for Claudio, but it is significant because Guerrero, the former champion, held the title for 1,118 days and made 7 successful title defenses. Castagnoli is signed to AEW and is part of the Death Riders. He is currently competing in the Continental Classic, where he is 1-0 in the tournament, picking up a victory over Orange Cassidy. Claudio will face the leader of the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, in his second tournament bout. Going over to last night's SmackDown, and the MFTs were victorious in the traditional Survivor Series elimination match on the show. On the go-home show before Survivor Series 2025, which we will have a live watch-along and post-show, so be sure to join us this evening, WWE booked a traditional Survivor Series 5-on-5 elimination match between Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga, and JC Mateo against the Motor City Machine Gun, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rey Fenix. Solo Sikoa and Chris Sabin started the match. JC Mateo was the first one to get eliminated from the bout after a joint effort from the Motor City Machine Guns. Tama Tonga evened the score for his team with Shinsuke Nakamura's elimination. One by one, members from both teams got eliminated. This was their elimination order. JC Mateo eliminated by Chris Sabin. Shinsuke Nakamura eliminated by Tama Tonga. Tonga Loa eliminated by Rey Fenix. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin eliminated by Tala Tonga. Rey Fenix eliminated by Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga eliminated by Sami Zayn. Only Sami and Solo were left now. Solo ended up winning the match after he countered Sami Zayn's haluva kick with a spear and later hit him with the spike to end the bout. Now after the match, the Wyatt Six made an appearance and attacked Team MFT. Charlotte Flair, she gained the victory and the advantage for her War Games team. Flair defeated Asuka on SmackDown, giving her team the advantage for War Games at Survivor Series this evening. The finish saw Charlotte duck a kick and hit Natural Selection for the victory. Before the finish, Asuka tried to miss Charlotte outside of the ring, but Charlotte moved and the timekeeper was blasted. Flair will team with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Lee to face Asuka, Kairi Sane, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and Becky Lynch inside War Games later on this evening. With Charlotte winning on SmackDown, her team will get the first person to enter the cage after the one-on-one period expires. The teams will rotate entries from there. Now, Jade Cargill, she interrupted the celebration of Chelsea Green on SmackDown. On the November 28th edition of SmackDown, Chelsea Green announced she's entering her second term as the first and fourth two-time Women's United States Champion in the company. Green called herself the greatest women's champion in North America. She announced a great showcase of pyrotechnics for the celebration, but it was immediately interrupted by Jade Cargill. Cargill then attacked Alba Fire and then went after Green and hit her with Jaded. Green was embarrassed, and to make things worse, the pyro went off straight after Jade beat her up, so it was not good for the Women's United States Champion, and the Women's Champion taking exception to Green's words. LA Knight advanced, and the last time is now tournament. Knight defeated The Miz, who of course was a replacement for the injured Sheamus in the quarterfinals. The finish saw Knight hit the BFT on Miz for the victory. Just ahead of the finish, Miz tried to get the win by putting his feet on the ropes, but referee Charles Robinson spotted the attempt and stopped the count. Miz went for a skull-crushing finale, but was countered with the BFT. Knight will face the winner of Jey Uso and Rusev, who of course that was determined on SmackDown as well, and he's going to be facing Jey Uso. Jey Uso got the victory. He's one step closer to facing John Cena in his retirement match. On last night's episode of SmackDown, which was taped a week earlier, Jey Uso went up against Rusev in the last time is now tournament. The match began with Rusev immediately going after Uso and making quick work of him. Rusev had the upper hand throughout the match, and he tried to end it quickly with the accolade, but Uso escaped. Jey hit him with a Samoan drop for the cover, but Rusev kicked out. Shortly after, Jey hit him with a spear, and Rusev quickly got up again. Jey got on the top rope and was hit to the face with a Machka kick. Rusev went for the cover, but Uso got his shoulders up. Rusev wasn't happy. He screamed, "It's over," as he put Uso in the accolade. Jey was struggling, but eventually he reached the ropes. Later, Rusev attempted to go for an attitude adjustment, Cena's finish, but got hit with a spear instead. Jey found the timing to land the Uso splash, and this got him the pinfall victory. He's now reached the semi-finals in the last time is now tournament and will be facing LA Knight. The winner will of course advance to the finals and face the winner of Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. Now, the challenge was put out on Collision, and now it is official. Winter is coming, and it's also coming with an AEW World Championship match. Samoa Joe will defend the AEW World Championship against Eddie Kingston at AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming on December 10th. Kingston issued the challenge to Joe on Thursday's Thanksgiving Collision. AEW President Tony Khan officially announced the bout on Friday evening. Kingston defeated Ops member Katsuyori Shibata on Collision. He is targeting Joe for trying to corrupt Hook, who rejoined the Ops at AEW Full Gear after aligning with Kingston following his return. So that match is set for the December 10th show. Now, many people had wondered when it would drop, and now it has dropped. We've got this WrestleMania 42 commercial featuring the women of WWE. A new WrestleMania 42 commercial featuring Becky Lynch, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley has dropped. Triple H does the voiceover for the commercial. Of course, WrestleMania 42 takes place on April 18th and April 19th. Individual tickets for WrestleMania 42 are now on sale. WWE previously released a Mania 42 trailer featuring Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, and Triple H. As of the time recording this video, no matches have been confirmed for WrestleMania 42 next year. Now, it was a AAA show last night, and Rey Mysterio was there. WWE's YouTube channel live streamed the November 28th AAA event, and the main event saw El Hijo del Vikingo go one-on-one with El Grande Americano. The conclusion of the bout saw WWE World Tag Team Champion Dragon Lee show up and ultimately cost Vikingo the match. He did so because at the November 22nd AAA event, Vikingo turned on Dragon Lee and bailed on him in a tag match against El Grande and AAA Mega Champion Dominic Mysterio. After El Grande scored the singles win against Vikingo, Lee and Vikingo began to go at it in the ring, and coming out to play the middleman was WWE and AAA Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. Mysterio proposed a singles match between Lee and Vikingo for the AAA Guerrera de Titans on December 20th. Vikingo and Lee continue to fight after the match proposal, but the expectation is, of course, that match will be confirmed, as will be a AAA Cruiserweight Championship match. That's now locked in for the same event on December 20th. Now, Laredo Kid will be defending the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship at the event in a three-way featuring Jack Cartwheel and WWE NXT's Javon Evans. At the November 22nd AAA show, Evans won a triple threat match featuring Octagon Jr. and Axiom. Laredo Kid approached him afterwards and held the title up. After Jack Cartwheel won his bout at the November 28th show, Kid got in the ring, shook his hand, and now held the title up. That match is now set for December. Ring of Honor Final Battle is also in December, and it's featuring this match with Nigel McGuinness. Nigel wants to run it back with Lee. Ring of Honor presented the Black Friday edition of ROH on Honor Club last night. While the show was ongoing, AEW commentator/wrestler Nigel McGuinness appeared in a backstage video to call out Ring of Honor Pure Champion Lee Moriarty. McGuinness expressed he wants to face Moriarty one more time to determine who the better wrestler is. McGuinness wants Moriarty in a 30-minute Iron Man match. The one singles match that Moriarty and McGuinness had was at the 2024 Final Battle pay-per-view, where Moriarty defeated McGuinness to retain the Pure Championship. In August of 2025, they were in a four-way match to determine who would challenge for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at the AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and McGuinness emerged victorious but couldn't win the title at the pay-per-view. Ricochet will be defending his newly won AEW National Championship at Final Battle as well. Coming up for the Ring of Honor brand is the Final Battle pay-per-view. It is scheduled to take place on December 5th as part of Galaxy Con at Columbus, Ohio. As last night's Black Friday edition of ROH on Honor Club was airing, two championship matches were locked in for the show. It had already been decided the AEW National Championship would be defended at Final Battle, but now that the first ever champion Ricochet has been crowned, he is scheduled for the title defense. The ROH World Tag Team Championships will also be on the line. Rush is injured, so he and Sammy Guevara had to relinquish the titles. At a Final Battle, LFI, that being Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos, will be facing the duo of Tommy Billington and Adam Priest. Now, congratulations are in order for WWE superstars Lash Legend and Trick Williams. Trick Williams and Lash Legend are now engaged. Trick proposed on Thanksgiving and Lash said yes. Lash wrote on social media, "Million times yes. As I'm making this post, I'm getting emotional again, but of pure joy, happiness, and peace. If you know me, you know I don't play about my man. I love him more than words could ever put together, so honored and blessed and thankful to spend the rest of my life with my handsome bestie, Trick Williams. God is so good." Congratulations are in order for both of them. And finally, an update on the contract status of TNA wrestler Jake Something. Now, Fightful Select say they learned a number of deals in TNA that are set to expire at the end of the year. Among them are Zachary Wentz, AJ Francis, Steve Mackling, among others. Now, the latest that Fightful have heard is that of Jake Something. Originally, Jake Something signed in the summer of a couple of years ago, and it was believed his deal would be up around June of 2026. However, Fightful Select was able to confirm that actually isn't the case, and his current deal just goes through the end of the year. Now, Fightful have not heard if talks have started between the two sides, but TNA will have a busy end to the year with contracts, as they usually do. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.